Asked my chemistry teacher, first year of high school. This. Why do we use the mole, unit, instead of just using the mass, grams, ISN, it easier to handle given the fact that we can weigh it easily. Why the need to use the mole? And he said he doesn't answer to stupid questions. Wow, that's a really bad thing for a teacher to say. Edit. Thought this was AskScienceDiscussion. I've violated a central rule of my own subreddit. Not stupid at all. This is a concept which should be drilled a billion times in high school. It's not that obvious a thing to know moles make sense over mass. Teacher should be happy a student wants to understand the concept. But like others explained, in chemistry, it's more important to know the amount of molecules you have in hand rather than the mass. Hence the need to use moles. Quote closing square bracket. Lots of good examples of why moles are important here. You can sort of think of it as concentration. If you are experimenting with buffers and have 1m sodium chloride, and you might need to change to 1m potassium chloride. They have different molecular weights, so mass doesn't really help you. Probably not the best explanation, but we use moles because it tells us how many molecules we actually have. This way when you plan a reaction, if you worked out your stoichiometry correctly in a perfect world, you would be able to generate that much of the product for a given product. Have to say your chemistry teacher has lost touch with the purpose motive of being a teacher if he said that. Teachers, educators are supposed to answer questions and stir up debate and discussion in the subjects they profess. Stay curious and keep on asking questions. It is the only way we have gotten to where we are in the many branches of sciences. On chemical reactions, mass is usually irrelevant. What matters is how many molecules of a substance there is. If you only used grams, you'd have to divide by molar mass every single time you wanted to do an equation anyway. Your teacher sounds like a bad teacher. It's a really important distinction that helps explain why the mole. A mole is quantity. It refers to the number of molecules, or anything, but it's mainly used for molecules, not mass. A mole is kind of like a dozen, but instead of it being 12, it's 602 x 10 to the power of 23. No. You asked a question the teacher couldn't answer, and because the teacher is a small, flawed man, he chose to berate you rather than admit he didn't know and simply look it up to learn for himself. Yes, you did sadly, though your teacher could have explained why instead of deriding you. If I am making a hamburger dinner, is it more important to know how many packages of meat and packages of buns I have, or more important to know how much total weight of patties and buns? Chemistry is the same thing. You are putting together patties and buns to make hamburgers.